Now it's time to start really building out this application. So we're just gonna start to add some CRUD functionalities to this application. But just before we get into that, because we're going to be inserting data into the database, I just want to format this here. So it's still in the right nav. I'm just gonna paste this here and push these links over to the right here, and it should be after here. So this looks much better in my opinion, and this thing does not fully work, but it looks good. Now we're going to look at inserting. So we're just going to make an insert page. We do not have that yet, but we're going to go ahead and create that now. All right. So let's go ahead and close out all of these. I don't think we need any of these. So let's close these out. If we need them, we'll just reopen it. So the first thing that I want to do is actually create the view for this, and this is going to be called add case. And I'm going to cheat a little bit by copying some code, as I think it's just HTML, and this is not like an HTML course where I have to go in depth on that, but I'm just want to show you what I'm actually using here, which is it's the input field of UIkit. So let's go ahead and search over here, input or form or something like that. The one thing that this thing lacks is a search bar. That would help a lot more. So I'm just going to show you. This is the one that I always use because I like how it is formatted. And this is here, right here, where you have the text here, and then you have the input fields to the right of it. So let's go ahead, and I'm just gonna copy all of that code because I really don't want to type that out, and I'm gonna explain to you what is actually happening to the thing here. Okay. All right. So now I'm just gonna paste this, and here just saw that this should be add case. Yeah, this should be case. Okay, let's leave that add case, and all we do is we have this big form here that covers pretty much everything, and we have a submit button here that will submit to the wherever we're submitting. Actually, where we're submitting now is to the same page, and this is really not necessary. So this will just take the URL or wherever the current page is, but this is really not necessary, as we're not going to be taking it, putting any PHP code. So we can just take this out, and this is just showing you how good this is, the MVC structure, that you don't need to have any PHP here. You'll just use that in a model. This right here is a script for calendar thing, so like a date picker, so you can just pick out the date. We have the name that we'll be using to get the data, so we just use the name to get the data from the input field, and we have a placeholder and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it for that, and we're using a post method so that nothing runs in the browser. This checkbox does not work. It's just there, like, just to say you have to agree to a term that whatever, you're not someone just lying and saying that someone caught the disease, the virus. So I think we're pretty much done with this page, and I think I'll have to register that page. So I'm just gonna go ahead and register that now. Let's go to roads, and we'll just say, I'm just going to duplicate this, or I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to paste that there. I'm going to change this to add case, as that was what we set for the thing. So we're just going to say add case, and this will be add case controller. And I'm not sure if I'm going to make so many controllers. I'll probably just make one controller depending, but for now I'm just going to leave this as is, and then I'll decide if I just want to have one controller. But for now I'm just going to make a new controller that will control the add cases, and then we're just going to put the add case view here. Now that we would have registered our page, we should be able to go over to, if we reload this thing, we should be able to see, but we possibly get an error. Yeah, definitely, because this is not found. So we're just going to go ahead and create that controller now. So that was add case controller, control.php. And now that we would have created this, we're just gonna create a class which is add case control, and this will extend the controller, and here we'll just leave that as is. And speaking about extender, I should extend the database in this one as well, as I would have said in previous video. So just extend the database here, so that we'll be able to grab if the functions from the database. Now if we should refresh this thing, you can see the page not found there, as we would have put that in the condition. So this is what the thing looks like. This is just basically what we're looking at for the add case, case title, name of the person, address, and stuff like that. The date picker, you just click on here, click in here, and it will just select it. You can put whenever that would have happened to them. So now that we have that set up, what I'm going to do now is just to grab the data, whatever data that is added in here,